You might find this shocking. Oh! Yes, guys, what's going on? It's Specie, and today we're back with Maddock in Nilfgaard, where, of course, we can use the Mana Myth, the Legend, Letho Kingsire for a second Maddock that is 5 power. That means every time we play a bomb, 8 points of Maddock are going to come out of the deck. Also, if we play into all 3 rounds, that's 8 points of carryover, essentially, we get. So, pretty nutty combo. Big downside of this is if people clock onto it and they heatwave your Maddock, you're a little bit sad. But I also would expect there to be quite a lot of Maddock going around in the meta anyway. And you can use Letho on your opponent's Maddock to copy it. Added to that, there's like some pretty decent targets for Letho, like Imlerith, Beast, Keldar. There's fairly decent targets for this card if your Maddock is heatwaved. And at the end of the day, if they heatwave your Maddock, they are heatwaving for 3 tempo, a card that is basically like a roach. So it's kind of good in that sense. Now, a big advantage of this deck compared to previously, there's a few things. The biggest one is these bombs, man, all getting buffed. Red Haze, Dancing Star, now 4 provisions. Demetrian Bomb now being 4 damage. Same still chilling here. What this means is we can just stuff all these cheap bombs in because they're just going to play for insane amount of points. Even just Dancing Star, which is 3 damage. Let's just say we only get the 3 damage from it. Potentially can play for 11 tempo in getting both Maddocks out the deck. So no joke there, right? Really, really no joke. And previously what you would have to do with this deck is you would be including like Moon Dusts and Northern Winds. And honestly, you would include a couple of Red Hazes at 5 provisions. Which basically just meant the deck was super awkward to fit everything you wanted into it. Lockdown is the leader of choice as well, because it's the best leader in the game. It just suits this mid-rangey kind of archetype. Now, this deck has also got further support, not only the bombs, which is huge, but it's also got support in this absolutely questionable buff. It has been admitted that it's not really what they wanted to do with CDP. Obviously, hacking situation makes things kind of awkward for them. So I think this was a change that they planned earlier on in the month and wanted to address it, but they couldn't. So this card got buffed. This card is crazy good. We can play 4 of them in this deck because we've got the location, we've got 2 of them, and we've also got Vigo with just 3 different units. We're playing an Alchemist, 2 Locks, and the Mentor. So Vigo's guaranteed to hit a Mentor if we want it. So being able to play 4 of these, crazy good. Added to that, we've also got Warrant, which means we can put our opponent's card on top, knowing that we're then going to be able to just play like a 13-point Mentor early on in the game. Then we can play an Alchemist or Cantarella to steal the card from our opponent. Also, another bit of love this deck got is the buff to Orcs. Massive buff. Massive, massive buff. It got a point and a provision, which means this sort of mid-rangey Witcher trio is just much more playable. And it fits this deck fantastically because I really do enjoy using Quen in this list. Quen, main target is going to be Letho to copy the Maddock in round 1 for all the carryover. But you've also got the fantastic options of Quen with Warrant in round 1 to try and steal your opponent's best cards. And then you've also got the option of using Quen onto Letho. Let's say I've got Orcs and Serret in hand and I don't have the Letho. I can Quen into Letho for just mad amounts of tempo. That would be a 13 tempo play with a lock. Crazy good. We've also just got a little bit of Invo, a little bit of Heat Wave for that control and Tool Punish. And Cantarella is just a fantastic card in this deck when combined with both Warrant, but moreover the location. Let's say in round 1 our opponent, or let's say, in round 1 they played a Neuromancy from hand. I could then play my location for a big fat Mentor, and then I could put the Neuromancy on top of my opponent's deck and use Cantarella to play it for myself. Added to that in round 3, any cards they played in round 1, like a Heat Wave, we could use against them with Cantarella. And also the fact that she's a spy just means you can play her into your Maddock row and then click Maddock. To basically just mean that she's not even -1 points for when you play her. So just a really nice card. And yeah, just the fact that all these cards fit in so beautifully is great. The Alchemist, you just give your opponent the Samum, still one of their best cards. Happy days. So I think the deck's honestly pretty flipping good.
Specimen.
Definitely a deck where if your opponent heatwaves your first Maddock, it becomes a heck of a lot worse. But the deck still just has points all over it, and Warrant is just an alternative win condition. So as much as it sucks when your Maddock is heatwaved, like the fact that these are all 4 provisions, you're not really wasting provisions in including all these bombs, and they're not that bad. Of course, they're not great. They're also nice cards to just give your opponent with the Alchemist. And of course, we've got a couple of locks, a couple of gold locks. Just a bit of a banger deck, I think, honestly. I think it's going to perform pretty flipping well. Played 1 game and we won it pretty comfortably against Keltalis. which I think Kelly's going to be pretty meta. I think Lippy's still going to be pretty meta, and this lockdown ability just does well against those. Added to that, Northern Realms doesn't replay Heat Wave, so he should be pretty good against Northern Realms. Skellige doesn't replay Heat Wave, so he should be pretty good against Skellige. So, yeah, I think this deck's honestly pretty good. Okay, the game's fixed itself. We've restarted. We're up against NR. Should be solid. They don't have Heat Wave. These bombs should just kind of do a job. We've got the Warrior. We've got the Letho. What more does a man need? We've got the Orcs. Do we keep Orcs in hand? Probably. Dancing Star could maybe go here. Bombs are good, though. Like, you don't really want to mulligan Orcs because it's a card you want in your hand, but it's also a little bit awkward. Maybe just get rid of it. Like, I'm going to be going left, though. I think his hand's honestly pretty playable. Maybe just lose the Dancing Star. Bare bombs, bruv. Easy Warrior to start things off here. Did somebody say Amphibious Assault? So now our opponent has the option of playing this through John, if they've got John, which they don't necessarily want to play Assault. Warrior's not as good against NR as other decks, but if they haven't got John, which they have, we could then go Mentor, and we could then steal it with Alchemist. And while we can't use it ourselves, it's really just denying the points. But this forces this play. They don't really want to do this. Obviously, the fact that it's an Echo card kind of means they're not too bothered about it, really. Yeah, let's just go for a Dimitri Bomb. Oh, we veiled it for them. Oh, no. I was thinking, yeah, I'll do this, because then they can't veil it. Because I give it a veil, they can't add statuses. But we may have just veiled it for them anyway. So I didn't really think that one through much, did I? To be honest. Right, let's get Letho in. There's a Kingslayer. I mean, we could honestly consider passing here. I could also just Invo it, right? I kind of had a bit of a stinker. We've got Heatwave Invo. We can also Specimen now, which puts onto our Maddock row in the back. Is NG the best faction for Maddock? Nah, it's probably still Scoia'tael. I don't think Maddock's really playable in lots of factions. I've tried him in SK, tried him in ST, I've tried him in NR. Oh, guys, how is this even fair? You might find this shocking. Oh! Guys, I can't. This is too much for me. This is just too much. This is just way too much for me, mate. I can't take it. It's a bit of a shame we veiled this card for some reason, but what can you do, mate, I guess. We could pass. Passing isn't out of the question. I'm just annoyed I gave this flipping veil, mate. To be honest, there's a bit of a stinker. I mean, it's kind of reasonable to just kill this with Red Haze. We could also try and kill this, though. Let's just kill this. Because this will still lock itself. These spawn in the back row, which is great news. We just wanted a couple damage pings over here, innit? But the premium Maddock just makes this deck look even better now, right? And we can play this in one turn now. We're not even far off playing it. Jeez. Pretty salty I gave this card Veil for no reason, though. Not my finest moment, if I'm honest. So we have 2 turns of Cataclysm here. Hopefully we just kill this. Oh no! This is the worst combo. Shoot. This is what you call a bit of a stinker. Now obviously when you click this Maddock in the front, it's kind of bad. Guess we're just passing, guys, to be honest. Had a bit of a stinker here. But whatever. Just this whole Veil thing. The round still went pretty well though. Didn't really spend anything. We still got our Mentors. Obviously, I could have played Mentor for like 1,000,000 points here, but this veiled card that I gave them for no reason is a little bit sad. The Specimen was good, though. Specimen was good. And we still got Heatwave Invo. Also, they've already used 1 Assault, so we're not that scared. If they try and push into the next round, we still have 8 points of carryover as well, right? We can also put like a card on top of their deck. Red Haze is a little bit awkward. Cantarella is also a little bit awkward. There's a nice Dry Pass card. If we could Cantarella, like, there's nothing we really want to Cantarella particularly, so lose the Cantarella. I mean, maybe keeping 1 bomb was an idea, huh? maybe secretly. So they obviously get rid of one of the Maddocks. But it's also a really slow play from our opponent here. So what we could do here is we could go for Alchemist. We could also Viper Witcher to clog. Just give them another squirrel. Plays for one more point as well. Whereas the Alchemist, what it could do is we could give them a bomb. And steal a good card of theirs. Like, they have witches and stuff like that. I think it's just a good option. Yep, give them a Specimen. Don't mind if I do. Enjoy. And a Scytheman. It's honestly pretty good, right? Like, it's a card we don't really want them to have. Not a card we're going to want to play ourselves, though, for sure. Squirrel still plays for 7 points. Okay, this is an easy invo. I want this card for myself, right? Gives them the pass, but we now have a Keldar of our own. And what we can do is just give them, like, Erland, for example. To just make sure we're getting this mentor value, potentially. Okay, so then mulligan the card they drew. I mean, they might have Quen, right? I don't want to give them a second Erland if they Quen into it, to be honest. Doesn't seem great. Let's just take a lock. What is going to happen? Definitely not super happy that I gave them this round 1 control because I gave them a random veil. That was a little bit of a stinker. But we've got triple Mentor in hand and obviously the ability to put like a good card on top of our opponent's deck. But we're obviously just going to clog them with a bad card here. Might get practice. They had a 10 provision card in the deck. Quen, probably. Probably Quen, right? We know Cantarella's on top of our deck. Keldar and Scytheman. We don't want Cantarella here. I don't particularly want the Scytheman either. Orcs is nice if I find the other Witcher cards, but he's not great on his own. That's a little bit sad. A little bit peak. A little bit awkward. Card's probably going to get oiled as well. So, obviously not finding the Witcher trio sucks a little bit. I think I did mulligan Letho in fairness, right? But, I mean, he's just a 6 for 6 lock. He's just a Margarita, a Dorogrey, which are actually decent cards. This card's just good now, I think. The Red Haze, low floor, high ceiling. Yeah, just get the Red Haze value straight away here. Whoa, hello. That's something. I guess we just take the lock. I guess they bricked these. Hey Skull, hey Bone. Boneyard. Bit weird calling you Bone. Yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate. Yeah, so they bricked these. A little bit unfortunate for them, good news for us. So we can just take the Red Haze. I mean, we could also just take the Vigo first, see what we're kind of... Cool, so they missed Quen. We've got another one where that came from. We might just get a better Red Haze if they play like a 6 or something. So we get pretty lucky. Obviously, they just missed their Quen. Aaron got... Oh, that's value, mate. 7. That's 10 for 4, guys. 10 for 4. Seems fair. And this one is just a measly 10 of 6. Jeez. They missed the Witcher trio. But we still just kind of cruised to victory in this one. GG. Invo just did a really good job as well. And the Warrett also, you know, applied a lot of pressure around 1. But despite the dodgy veil, pretty comfortable. So, yeah, nice game. You see the power of the bombs as well, right? Like, pretty solid. So, next game, let's go. Will this be Battle of the Maddocks? Usually the magic lamp suggests yes, that it will be. Also, people are scared of cloggers. We've got the Warrett, we've got the Orcs, we've got the Letho. We just need to find Old Matey. Old Matey being Seret. Got a few bombs, we've got a lock. We could just lose the Cantarella here. Then again, we might just want to play there in Nero if we find a Nero, as we don't have access to Alchemist, so we just lose a bomb here, I guess. And we can just lose a lock. Don't want to hit Maddock, obviously, but everything else is fine. There you go. That's cool. Where did you hear great things about my streams? That's pretty cool. Welcome, mate. Welcome. Thanks for following as well. Games are decent, to be fair. Yeah, we're doing alright. Trying to just build some fun decks. Having fun. It's good. So, we don't have access to Alchemist, but we do have the Cantarella, so hopefully we hit a Neuromancy or something. This is a Tiger. But also we could go for Vigo for an Alchemist, we fancy. Oh, that's what we want to see, chat. We want to see the Anero, for sure. Reddit, Shinmiri Crozier? Wait, what do you mean? Shinmiri and Crozier have bigged my stream up? Oh, I'll take that. Is that what you mean? And Reddit? Damn. I'm happy with that. Thank you. Worth a lock. So we just go lock here. Locky lock lock. And now we go for the old Vigo into the old Cantarella. Like, how do we lose from this position, guys? Like, guys, this deck is not fair. Confirmed. Unfair deck. Okay, rip Cavalry. Oh no, not even true. Did somebody say Maddock? Thank you. Shame we don't have any northern winds, innit? No northern winds here. Opponent probably runs a northern wind, to be fair. Opponent's like, wait, why do they copy Maddock? This is not going to work for them. Haha! Little do they know.
You will not regret this,
16 for 8. Seems fair. Obviously we know a Nero's on top because that's the power of the Warret. Now we can go Cantarella to steal our opponent's Aneromancy. That's pretty good. We also have... Well, this does 3 damage. They have 6 tempo on a bomb. 6 extra tempo, so we can also do Dancing Star for 5 damage here. Kind of tempting. 5 damage Dancing Star. We kill the Maddock. Is that enough? It's got to be enough, right? And then we'll Cantarella next turn. It could have been a stinker if this landed in the... One of these didn't land in the front, but we get away with it. Invo the Maddock. True. Maybe that was the line, but never mind. I don't want them to pass because I can steal their Aneromancy. I would quite like to steal their Aneromancy if I'm honest, guys. Honestly, kind of tempted by the Invo on Maddock now. I wish I thought of it sooner. We can go Cantarella into Invo. Yeah, I'm in Pro Rank Saint. Decapitated. Oh no. Shiruza? Shiruza. We could get Squirreled, I guess. We're not careful. Definitely a lot of potential for Squirrel being the motive here. So my concern is Maddock can just play as 1 tempo. I'm 2 ahead. Bomb could also hit armor. So let's say this Maddock is 0 tempo. So I'm adding, and let's say it lands in the front. I'm adding 3 points to this bomb. So it's a 7-point bomb. Is always enough. So I just take a bomb here. Front row. Rip. Again, we're just greeding out on not taking this Cantarella, right? Because as much as I would like to take their Aneromancy, we also don't want to get squirreled. Like our 5 strength Maddock getting squirreled doesn't sound very fun. The Dancing Star is available on this one to the left. Okay, it's time for the old Cantarella. I guess we just Cantarella for a mentor. But also Cantarella for location. I guess there's no reason not to go location here. Because we could clog their deck a bit. We could put like Maddock on top or something stupid like that. I should always click this one, right? Ah, it's actually not necessarily true. I could have just got debated into getting squirreled. I mean, I guess we just play Dancing Star. I don't think I was supposed to click, right? And I regret my decision to have clicked. Front row. Nice. I mean, again, I would like to steal their Neuromancy, but we're just winning on even. So, there's that. Like, this combo is just not fair. If our Maddock gets heat waved, it's a lot worse. But also, as mentioned, NR doesn't replay heat wave. NG doesn't replay heat wave. Lockdown is good against Lippy, which does play heat wave. So we don't get to steal their Anira. That's kind of peak. But never mind. I think it's better to just one on even and let them have Anira. Like double last say against Gord Precision Strike. Does seem kind of free. I imagine they're going to squirrel us on the dry pass, but not too much we can do about that. I'm just going to pass. Like, we can steal any of these cards from them. Like, we could steal Sabertooth. We could also steal their Maddock. I think we're getting squirreled, unfortunately. But double last say is just fine. So, it would have been good to steal the Anira, let's be honest. Whoa, Justice. But also, this is where, like, an Alchemist kind of could have been better. A weird old play in it. No squirrel. Good news for us. Justice. Pretty sure Justice is not good anymore. I would not recommend in this deck. I mean, it can be. Pyrotechs are pretty difficult to kill, but also clashes with Shiru. Definitely don't want double red haze. Where is my Seret? Hello? Hello, Seret? You here? Are you around? That's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? Now, once they use their Neuromancy, we know that we can just put a card on top and they shouldn't be able to tutor it, and we can just farm value off mentors. Wowza. Wow. That is something, huh? Give them a Specimen. You're one off the heat wave and Seret. Same for a Moondust. Good trade. Kind of irrelevant. It's just a proactive card for us. Now what we can do is we can play Sabertooth Tiger from Cantarella. So I did want to try and get mentor value, but I've gone for this line instead. Just going to get heat waved probably, but we should be fine. Like, look at the points, guys. How are we going to lose? That's a lot of points, mate. We know there's a Samum on top. So we definitely don't want to play these until Adrenaline 3. But we can just go for the Letho as an 8-point play next, I guess. Giving Seret into Cantarella. Yeah, it could have been a nice idea. But, I mean, honestly, they're probably just going to... Seret's just going to be a 5-point card because they're not going to play many units, I don't think. They find the Northern Wind a little bit too late, though, if truth be told. This is kind of a funny invo, but it's kind of trolling as well, right? Like, we just want to use invo as the tool punish at the end. Missing out on Seret is actually completely fine here. If they have another bomb, doesn't really do anything. I mean, I banned him from my stream yesterday, mate. It's not ideal. Okay. And Gord, meet Invo. Get emoted if it is actually him. BM. Easy BM. No GG either. Alright, so I mean, we win the Maddock mirror. Obviously, my man missed Northern Wind. Yeah, he actually beat me yesterday when I was playing Shuri because his flipping knickers came out on a dry pass. Deck's pretty good.